Alright everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel. And yes, it finally arrived. This is my unboxing and first look of the all-new OnePlus 12. Alright, so I pre-ordered this phone at release. Finally got it today. Got it a little bit earlier than what the date expected. But hey, it's here now, and I'm ready to start using this thing. I had the OnePlus 11 for quite a while, loved it. So the OnePlus 12, I'm sure, will not disappoint. Now, I want to give you a rundown of the specs of this phone. So the first thing that I want to hit on is the display. This has a 6.82-inch Quad HD display coming in at 1440 by 3168 with 510 pixels per inch. This is an LTPO AMOLED panel with 120 Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision, HDR10 Plus, and a peak nit brightness of 4500. So now 4500 you will not be able to get inside your house. If you got automatic brightness on and you're outside, that's where you're going to hit your 4500 peak nit, okay, of brightness. But 1600 nits is what you could probably get inside of your house. Next up, for the processor, this phone runs the all-new Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 octa-core processor with an Adreno 750 GPU, so you got top-notch flagship specs here powering this phone. It also comes in a variety of RAM and storage configurations. However, mine has 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of onboard storage. There is no SD card slot for expandable memory, and it is UFS 4.0. Now for the cameras, there is 3 on the rear. You got a 50 megapixel wide-angle lens, aperture of f1.6 with optical image stabilization. You got a 64 megapixel periscope telephoto lens with an aperture of f2.6 with OIS 3 times optical zoom, and you got a 48 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, aperture of f2.2. We will get into the recording and all of that when we go into the camera. I will check out the camera settings here on this phone. And for the front, you got a single 32 megapixel wide angle lens, aperture of f2.4. Now onto the battery, we got a massive 5400 milliamp hour battery. And for the US, it's got 80 watt wired charging. If you're international, you got 100 watt wired charging. This also has 50 watt wireless charging, which wirelessly, this phone will charge faster than Samsung phones, Pixel phones, and all of those. So that's really nice. You also got 10 watt reverse wireless charging as well. This does run on Android version 14. It is on Oxygen OS. You got a fingerprint scanner that's under the display. It's an optical fingerprint scanner. You got Wi-Fi 802.11, ABGN AC6E, and Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, USB-C 3.2, and it does have an IR blaster, which is freaking awesome. You have 24-bit high-res audio and stereo speakers. And it is IP65 water and dust proof. Now, it's not IP68. Now, it very well could be, but, you know, it costs extra to have that IP68 certification. So, to save money, it could, I still wouldn't dunk it in water. It's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all I want to hit on there with the specs. So, yeah, OnePlus 12 bucks. You can tell it's a lot thicker than Samsung and Pixel and a lot of other boxes out there right now, which means there is a charging brick here in the box. So let's go ahead and pop this top off here. Got a thank you message there inside the box. So let's go ahead and pop this here out. And we'll just see what's in here. Gotta do this off camera just simply because there's not enough room. But you got your booklets. And you also have an OTG cable here that is, if I can get the focus here, is USB-A to USB Type-C. So really nice stuff there. Over here, of course, we have the phone. So we're going to pull it out and put it to the side, and we'll hit on that here in just a few minutes. Under here, we have your USB-C cable. It is USB-A to USB-C in their famous red cable there, which is really nice. And what's even nicer is the fact that OnePlus is still giving you the 80-watt charger in the box. I mean, if you're going to advertise 80-watt, 100-watt charging, prove it by putting a charger brick in the box. Now, I've already got one of these here. So, yeah, it's here in case I need it. But, come on, Samsung, come on, Google, and Apple, and all of these other companies who are just cheapening out by not putting a charger in the box. I mean, that's just kind of pathetic. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff away, and we'll look at the all-new OnePlus 12. Okay, so first time holding the OnePlus 12 in hand, and I gotta say, I'm liking the way this phone feels. Alright, it's got a really nice sort of material here. It is a glass back, of course, and it does feel a bit more premium than the OnePlus 11 that I had. Okay, as y'all know, that phone cracked unexpectedly a few days after I got the phone. So hopefully that won't be the case here with the OnePlus 12. And I just love this green color here with this pattern. It just looks good. But when I shift it here in the light, you can see it has a sparkle look to it. Not sure how I would feel about that. But, I got a lot of cases coming for it. So maybe that'll kind of hide that there. It's also up there in the camera area, just not as noticeable. But other than that, it just looks good. It does feel very premium. Now, looking back here, got your OnePlus logo here. Got this massive camera back here. Of course, got your Hasselblad branding back there. Got triple camera setup with what appears to be a flash in here. I'm guessing it's a flash in here. Not really sure. Got a flash up there as well. Now, here on the right side, you do have your power button and your volume rocker. On top, I'm not really sure what this right here is. Maybe it's kind of like a enhanced speaker feature. Really not sure. Microphone here, and yes, an IR blaster. I love seeing that here. I'm glad they brought that here on the OnePlus 12. On the left, you have your alert slider, which of course silences, vibrates, and has a ringer setting. And I'm kind of glad that they put this on the left. Being a lefty, that's kind of an added bonus here for us lefties. On the bottom, yes, that is a SIM card tray, Apple, which belongs on phones. Microphone, Type-C charging port, and your bottom firing speaker. And of course on the front is your nice large display. We'll go ahead and give it its first boot up. Little vibration noise there with your OnePlus logo. So yeah, I'll go ahead, get the phone all set up. We'll take a first look at it, go through some of the camera settings, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so we're all set up now and ready to go. Now, I'm going to keep this as short as possible, like I said, but I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go from light mode to dark mode to show you the differences, see what kind of resolution it's in, whether it's in 1080 or, Quad HD, stuff like that. And go through some of the camera settings and just, yeah, typical stuff like that. So turning the phone around here, you can see the biometrics there for fingerprint, and fingerprint is very, very accurate. Tap on the display, you see it pop up there, and boom, opens right up just like it should. Face unlock, just quick. Look at that. Even bypassing the lock screen, it's just quick. The screen is absolutely beautiful. Now, my camera does not show exactly how good the screen is. The camera is showing it like a bluish look, but in real life, it's a green. So I'm not really sure why it's not picking that up there. But swiping up here, you will see here is your apps. Okay, pretty much just basic stuff here you see on all OnePlus devices. Very minimum bezels here. It does have the curved display. I really wish they would have went flat on this here, but they didn't. You got your little punch hole camera up there up top. So just kind of showing you all of that here on this bright display. But anyway, the phone is just super smooth. And this display, like I said, this display is beautiful. I mean, just look how clear. Man, this display just looks super, super nice. Now, of course, when you get a swipe down, got a little bit of focusing issues there. All right, there we go. Fix that. So you got your shelf or notification drawer. So I want to push the notification drawer, confirm that, and now we're all set. So swipe down here, focusing issues again. I'm not sure if it's the display or if it's just the light mode. Not really sure. But you got all your quick toggles here, like your location, airplane mode, nearby share, link to windows, eye comfort. You have your power saving hotspot, screencast, NFC, screen recording, all that stuff. Reverse wireless charging. You turn that on, turn it on upside down like this right here. Set your Bluetooth with wireless charging on the back. If you want to charge someone else's phone up a little bit, slap it on there. If they have wireless charging, and you can charge up their phone as well. So yeah, really nice stuff there. Let's check out that face unlock again, and boom, there we go. So anyway, drop down, go into the settings here for a little bit, and man, this phone just feels super, super smooth. But my first order of business here is going in here and turning it into dark mode. And that just makes things look a whole lot better. Auto brightness here, you got your screen mode, vivid, natural, pro, so you can change all of that. I'm gonna go to vivid because why not? Now I want to see, you got your image sharpener, turn that on. Video color boost, yeah, turn that on. I mean, might as well. Screen, I'm gonna go ahead and change that right now to 5 minutes just to get that out of the way. Now, screen resolution. Now, right out of the box, default sets you into standard. You have an auto select, or you can set it to high for Quad HD. So yeah, turn on Quad HD Plus. Adaptive details enhancement. You can read that there. So yeah, if it is going in and out of focus, I do apologize. Not really sure why it's doing that for. You also got your screen refresh rate here. So you have your auto select standard for 60 hertz or high up to 120. So we're going to leave it there. And I mean, this phone is just super, super smooth. And I'm not going to hit on a whole lot more right now in just the unboxing. Other than that, you know, I mean, you pretty much know all of these settings already. But here at About Device, you can see we are on Oxygen OS 14.0. You see the storage there, 30 gigabytes used right out of the box. But hey, 512 gigabytes of storage, can't really beat it. 6.82-inch display, 5400 milliamp hour battery. You do got your RAM at 16 gigs, and you can further expand that virtual RAM up to 12 additional gigabytes of RAM. So, you know, nice stuff there. Android version 14, see the cameras there, 50, 48, 64, Android 14 right out of the box. Let's just check and see if there is an update, because right now it's on November of last year. So let's go ahead and check for an update here, and right now nothing's coming through. So yeah, I mean, here's the phone. It just looks nice, got a very beautiful display. And one thing that I really kind of wish that this phone had, like the OnePlus Nord N30, you know, whenever you crank the volume up to like 100%, it actually, if you hit it again, gave you like a 200% volume boost. Now, I haven't checked to see if this phone has that yet, but that volume boost really does help. So like I said, we're going to jump into the camera here for a little bit to see what we have. You do got the exclusive Hasselblad watermark if you want that on or off. I'll turn that off later. But you got your EV mode up here, which you can just, you know, adjust the exposure if you want to. You have your action mode, which you can have 0.6, 3 times, and that's as far as you can go. Okay. Up here, of course, you can have your auto HDR, your interval, your timer, your 4x3, 16:9, all that good stuff there. Here in the settings, you can mirror the image. You have a leveler, your watermark, and you have your default wide angle focal length. So you can change this to 1x 23 millimeter, 1.2 28 millimeter, 1.5 is 35 millimeter. So a lot of nice settings here. Got your video mode here, HDR. Up here you do have your ultra steady mode, which switches it automatically to 1080p 60. So if you want ultra steady, you are going to be limited to 1080p 60 here on this phone. But you can go up here, you can record at 720, 1080, 4K, and 8K. Now 8K is 24 frames per second. I personally don't use it. I think it's just not, I don't see the point right now. But you got 4K at 30 and 60. But like I said, if you go up here and turn this on, you will go back down to 1080p at 60 frames per second. So giving you a heads up there. But you do got 4K at 30 and 60, 1080p at 30 and 60. So really nice stuff there. And also up here in the settings, it may be the same things. And yeah, pretty much it there. Got your Pro mode, got your Portrait mode. Hasselblad stuff there, of course. You have all your different filters. You have your retouch. And you have, your portrait depth of field of strong or weak, whichever. You can choose whatever you want to there. Not really sure why it's in one time. But anyway, got your more here for your night mode, your high res. So this here will put you at 50 megapixel, without that, I think it is 12 megapixel. Now, for some reason, it's defaulting at 3 times zoom. We'll have to figure out why. But back here at more, you got your panorama, your movie, slow motion, time lapse, your long exposure, dual view video. So your front and rear is, recording at the same time. Text scanner, tilt shift, and your X-pan. So a lot of nice stuff here going. Now here in regular photo mode, you got 0.6 up to 3 times, and you can go all the way up to, and it's flashing for some reason there. Could be just the background exposure there. Now let's turn this here off. Now we can go up to, wow, a whopping 120 times digital zoom. So that's just kind of crazy there that you can do that, and of course this button over here, which is, I think, is a macro mode. So yeah, it's the macro mode there. Get really into it. You can see all the fabrics there, here in this, this right here, this cloth. So you can see all the little stuff there. Very nice. You can get up and close and personal. And of course, on the front camera, we're going to see. Okay, so for video mode, I'm interested in seeing what you can record in. And 1080p 30, 4K 30, and 720 30. So unfortunately, still no 4K 60 on the front, or even 1080p 60 on the front. But that really shouldn't be that much of a deal breaker. I know that a lot of other manufacturers are offering 60 frames per, like Samsung, Apple, and the Pixels and all of that stuff are offering that. But that's, in my opinion, not really a deal breaker, But you got a very powerful phone here. The 8 Gen 3, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you're getting top flagship specs. I mean, a beautiful display, a 5400 milliamp hour battery with 80 watt fast charging, 50 watt fast wireless charging, which is faster than a lot of phones charge wired. So that's something to say there. And they put that 80 watt charger in the box, which the majority are taking that away. So you have a lot of nice features here, and at a price with 16 gigs of RAM, 512 storage at $799. I mean, I think that the base Galaxy S24 is selling for the same price. And look what you're getting here compared to that. So, I mean, a really nice phone here. I think there's a lot to be offered. I'm very excited to try out the cameras, everyday performance. I will do battery tests. I will do speed test if you want to see this. Which I really don't have a whole lot here with the latest specs. I know the Pixel 8 Pro is not running the 8 Gen 3, nothing like that. The S22 Ultra is running the 8 Gen 1, so I don't have a later version of the S series, but I think this right here is going to be a very hard phone to beat for the price. And it's offering, I think it's 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security patches, and I think that they are bi-monthly, which we're on November from last year and we're already into February of 24. So hopefully this will get the latest security patch here soon. But I think this is going to be a very hard to beat, especially for the price and for what you're getting. And you can get even a lower spec version for even less. So that is just my, my first look and my first opinions here of the OnePlus 12. So anyway, self-informative in any way, hit the like button. Any questions you may have, leave it below. If you're new here and not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and turn on that post notification bell to get notified of all future content on this phone and everything else that I unbox and review on this channel. Hopefully YouTube will send you out all the notifications when I release those videos. So anyway, that would be appreciated. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.